very much kind of like this visual geometrical representation. And one thing you pick up quickly, how do you get good at tactics, for example? You learn
by practicing every day.
Exactly. You learn a fork, then you kind of got the fork. You can use it in 17 other similar situations, right? And then you find a certain kind of mate, then you use it like a discovered attack, right? Discovered mate. What is that called? How do you associate those? Via what? What's that called? Called there's a certain pattern, right? So
pattern recognition.
Yeah, you're doing pattern recognition. Okay, you see a situation and you know that's what it's all about. Boom, you got the decision right there based on the pattern. Sometimes you might be wrong. And guess what happened in this game? Two grandmasters with, decades of experience. Guess what? They recognized the pattern, but then they trusted the pattern too much and it slipped. It slipped. Okay, the idea, the very important detail slipped away, okay? So that's the thing. You got to go beyond your typical ideas because you need to
think outside the box.
You need to set outside the box, and you got to be in the moment, being able to accept new truth, new ideas, right? So bishop takes, here's what it is. There's rook takes. Okay, if you move the king to the corner, then you might as well resign, right? What is white going to do?
Nothing.
You guys got it? What? That's it. Game over, right? So, queen has nowhere to go. You don't get a piece for that, right? So either rook takes or king takes, right? So rook takes we discussed. Knight starts parading here, picks up the rook.
King takes.
King takes. Well, guess what white is going to do? 96. Okay.
Same pattern as in the Fisher.
Same pattern as in the Fisher bait. King takes the bait. Now what?
Queen to d4, king
Queen d5.
Jack.
Bishop g5.
King to f6.
Bishop
g5.
Mate.
Checkmate, right?
Yeah.
Round of applause. Let's do it. Woo! Okay? So that's what the Grandmaster saw, right? Okay? But guess what? Advait, have you found the refutation yet? You see it? Okay, so Advait found the refutation. I'm just going to put it right in front of you guys. Knight to e6. What did the Grandmasters miss? Black wins this game.
Yep. Black wins.
Okay, there's attack and then there's the defense. Okay? So white certainly has a successful idea. Jared, see if you can come out a little bit towards the center and maybe on the other side.
Okay.
Oh, I know what it is. I'm not saying. I see it. I see
Yeah,
the
Paul
move.
sees it, yeah.
I see the move.
Alright, I think we're about ready to wrap up here. It's 9:30, we gotta start the tournament soon. So what is it?
You break king to e8.
This is gonna be, imagine you have a flow of ideas. You have that idea. Who likes basketball? Yeah? Who likes basketball? You see the guy is just, this is the guy, right? And then there's the basket right here. And it's just like right here. He sees it in his mind, right? It's like, he sees the outcome, right? What's the outcome? Yeah, the ball inside the basket, right? Like, Kobe Bryant. What was your favorite player, Paul?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Lakers.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is boom right there, right?
Yeah. Slam dunk.
But guess what? Guess the defender, right? Is just maybe 2 feet away. Okay, what's the outcome in the defender's mind?
He wants to stand in front of him, let him charge.
Yeah, or get that ball out of the way, right? So there's 2 outcomes. So whoever's gonna, whether one is gonna dunk it or the other one is gonna intercept, right? So guess what? Guess what happens in this game? All of a sudden, black intercepts. Okay, with the idea that white didn't anticipate. Because white has a clear outcome. Queen up, king is in trouble. Boom, checkmate. Or push the opponent's pieces around. Pick up the rook. Rook score 2 points right there, right? Okay, or 5 points.
Three play king to e8. Okay. Why you can take my queen? I just take the knight and then my king goes to the c7.
Yeah. But guess what? Black actually figures that out. And that interception, what we call in chess, what would you guys call it in chess?
Interference.
I mean, it's not quite that, but in this case, that's kind of what it is.
You call it a question.
We call it that interception is a very subtle idea, right? So that slips in, okay, right, like in the midst of this flow. Okay, what would that be? Right? Huh? Yeah, intermezzo, right? Intermediate move. Intermediate move. All of a sudden, there's an intermediate move, and the one that white is gonna have to deal with. Okay, you have to drop everything in front of him. It's gonna say, "Hey, I have to deal with this move." What would that be? What kind of move is that?
In between.
It has to. Your opponent absolutely has to deal with it. Doesn't have any time to pick up the queen. Bishop takes c3, right? What is it? Check, right?
Yeah.
Pawn has to take. And now, what do we do? King takes e6. The queen comes in for the finishing act. King f6. Pursue the king. And
King G7.
king to d7. And what's white got to do? White got to wave the white flag because just drop two pieces. Black is about to spring back up, okay, and declare victory in this game. Okay, so that's the idea. That wasn't played in the game. Okay, it was missed by both opponents. Okay, one guy, missed the defending, and both opponents missed the opportunity. Okay, so now. Now the interesting thing about it, actually, the player plays with black pieces. Okay, so let me just scroll it back down to this. This is just kind of the ironic point. Okay, and this is hopefully something you guys can. This is the lesson that you learn in your games. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you guys are, since you're here, especially, you're quite familiar with the openings. You're not. There's no total novices. Okay, you guys are familiar with the openings.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys even take the opening moves for granted. You say, well, the knight goes here, and then this is Italian, whatever. Slow down, take in the moment. Maybe your opponent play the move that is out of order, and you can fork him. Okay? Or if you're about to make a mistake, okay, that you can prevent by contemplating it, right? So the interesting point about this, I know both players pretty well. I played several games against both of them. And the player with black pieces, okay, I was just observing that game. I was playing my own game, but I just kind of look to the right once in a while, and I was just kind of trying to understand what was happening there, right? So knight went here. White played this move pretty quickly. Okay, that's kind of when I noticed this game. Bishop takes f7 check. Guess what? So bishop takes f7, right? So this move happens. Okay, now this the time control for this game was 1.5 hours to 2 hours for each player. Plenty of time. Classical game.
Yeah.
No fast time control. Okay, this was a long game, right? Because you have all the time in the world, basically, right? Long game, right? Bishop takes f7. Now the player playing with black, okay, is infamous for taking forever. Okay, there's different grandmasters. Some play very quickly. Some play slow, some play very quickly at the beginning, then slow down at the end. Some like to get into pure time trouble with like seconds on the clock, and that's when they speed up, okay? So, I mean, I guess, there's probably an optimal pace where you succeed, okay, the most. Probably playing pretty fast, nice and even, okay? That's the best strategy. But this player normally just likes to contemplate and think things over. Bishop takes f7. How long do you think he took to take with the rook? Which one is the correct move, by the way? Take with the king, win the game, right? Winning the game, winning a piece. How long did it take him to take with the rook?
2 minutes, probably.
About 2 minutes or less. I think maybe like less than a minute.
Oh my God!
So guess what happened in his mind?
He forgot about the knight coming to e6.
No, he saw the knight come. He saw the whole thing.
But he forgot about it.
He saw the whole thing. It just, his mind is so strong, so powerful, I mean, I can calculate this like
30 seconds.
like 10 seconds, right? I can kind of understand what the big picture of it,
Yeah.
right? Like 3 different ideas, I can align them. So can Advait. Okay?
Yeah.
Just within a minute, it's all obvious.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Okay, within a minute, he told himself that everything is clear, everything is ready to go, and he accepted his fate. Okay, he took that fork, and then eventually he was able to trap that knight in the corner. So the game continued on. But in this particular case, even though he's likes to contemplate, in the moment he decided to make a snap decision, and it wasn't the best. Okay, so
Yeah.
take your time in your guys' games. Don't take forever because you only have 45 minutes. But just stretch it out. If you have 45 minutes on the clock, you on average going to play a little over 30 moves. That's how much time do you have for each move on average?
Minute and a half.
A minute and a half per move, yeah. So a minute and a half, let's count a minute and a half. How long has it been? It's been about 10 seconds, right? Okay? So about 15 times longer, okay? So that's for one move, okay? So take your time. Now, here's an important thing. If your opponent, start, playing very quickly, how fast should you play?
So,
It'll take about a minute and a half for each one of the moves. Okay? Now you can play quickly, maybe you know the move, or maybe you're just playing through the moves, okay? So you should adopt your own strategy and adopt your own pace. Alright, good luck you guys. Take your seats. Push up.
it's right.
Okay, so